All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, mostly gentlemen, welcome back to This Week in Base Hit, where I am your host, Zubaz, also known as Zubaz, joined as almost always by my good friend, Citizen Clone. Clone, how's your week?
Been good. How you doing, man?
I'm good.
I
Good.
still call you Zubaz. Zubaz.
I'm gonna.
Zubaz. I don't know what I call you, but Zubaz. And it's
So,
wrong, but you're nice enough to not correct me every time.
it's funny. The reason I said Zubaz is because I got a very restless night. I'm not joking. Um, we had storms, storms where the lightning's hitting very close to your house, and our power just zapped a couple times, and then after that, I went to sleep, and all our smoke alarms are connected, so like the
Yeah.
whole house started going off, and I
Yeah.
was like, "What is going on?" And it didn't turn out to be anything, but it still just woke me up, and then
You didn't
so.
get your Z's? Is that what
I
the
didn't get my Z's. No, but so like while I was half awake, I had this thought that like what if the game gets really big and I'm out there called Zubaz and then Zubaz the clothing company decides they're gonna sue me because now I've become bigger than the clothing company because the game is so huge at this point. And I was like, I'm just gonna tell them that's not my name. My name is Zuba
I think
Z. I don't know why they're calling me Zubaz. They're just wrong. I've always been Zuba Z.
that'd be a good problem to have. We'll deal with that when it comes.
Well, it's because the contests are gonna get so big. But I know we want to get into contests, but I can I just tell you since we're talking about our stories from last week, like the so I had a friend who was a big baseball player, like back in high school. And like I'm telling you, this dude could throw the speedball by you. He'd make you look like a fool. So, anyways, I saw him the other night at this roadside bar, right? Like I was walking in and he was walking out. So we went back inside, sat down, had a few drinks, but all he kept talking about were glory days. Well, they'll pass you by, glory
Took me
days.
a little while. Took me a little while.
In the wink of a young girl's eye, glory days, glory days, glory days. All right, so that's Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days, one of the great songs of the great Bruce Springsteen, but also a song that talked about baseball. I was thinking about this last night too. Is like there's these songs out there that like randomly talk about baseball, and we talked about baseball movies. We don't have to get deep into this because there's not a lot about it, but so I had Glory Days stuck in my head last night. And so like while I was out trying to, I was out trying to fix our power because I have a Tesla power wall that whatever. And in the pouring rain, and I was singing Glory Days. And then I was thinking about like the greatest baseball song of all time was probably Center Field, right? John Fogerty,
Yeah.
right? Isn't that the best baseball song of all time?
They used to, it's very baseball-y. I don't think it's a good song. They
Oh,
used to play it. They used to play it the first day for Little League,
yeah.
and it always felt really damn cheesy. Yeah. Uh,
Bob Dylan sang that song about Catfish Hunter. I think it was
which
called
song?
Catfish.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to go looking. I'll have to go looking at all these.
Jumpin'
Um,
Joe DiMaggio, Les Brown. I was trying to
which
think of
I
some,
did
what?
nothing. Keep going. Keep going.
I was trying to think of other ones. I know there's a couple songs about Jackie Robinson. Um,
I was trying to get caught up on
Count
MLB
Basie, maybe?
yesterday because Dodgers had the day off. Was it rain out for the Brewers?
They had a really long rain delay, but they finished the game. It was like an hour and 45 minutes, and they
Where,
still finished it. They won.
where were they playing? It
Pittsburgh,
wasn't the same storm system that you were dealing with. What?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, it was somewhere else. Uh,
Um,
uh, So, anyways,
Okay,
glory
that
days.
was
That was fun.
yep, yep, yep.
Um,
All right. So
did it throw you when I said I was walking into a bar? Is that when you were like, nah, there's something's up? Some
when you said speedball, yeah, and then I
yeah,
was
speedball by you.
yeah,
All
and then
right.
the bar I knew to stop talking. But all right, we're avoiding talking about your results, but I'm gonna bring it up. My apologies to you. Your
No,
my condolences. My
I
condolences.
I hurt in so what he's talking about, I just got bumped out of tournament champions, and it honestly did hurt. Like I wanted to win so bad, like we talked about. And I like, oh, it broke. Oh, I wanted to win so bad. And
Yeah,
I want a tournament champions ring. I own the game. Like I gotta be one of the better owners, right? Like so I want to win really bad. But then there's two things that turned it around for me. One was you were gracious enough to point out that I made it to round four both weeks, one of the only people to do that. So at least like consistently, I did well, and I won one of the rounds, and came in second another one back to back weeks. That felt good, or back to back days. Uh, so yeah, I'm happy with the performance overall. But the other thing is I realized something that that last night before this round began, I was leading the thing in wins. I think I was second in run differential. Like I had a good chance of moving on. And then Christo out of nowhere posts on Discord, well, Zubaz is awful quiet. Well, let me tell you, Christo, if you're watching this, I had posted like two people above that. I wasn't being very quiet. I was being very, very active. But then I realized all Christo was trying to do was jinx me. And then he posted another thing that was like, oh, I'll probably lose 10 in a row. That was an anti jinx. And I called it out. And then I realized this is why Christo's so good. He plays every angle. He's good at team development. He's good at setting his lineups, but he's also good at the jinx. And so the other thing that made me feel better about this whole thing is I didn't just lose. I was the only team in round four with a negative run differential. And I think that is definitive scientific proof that the jinx is real. Christo proved it. Christo is also possibly a witch. We should look into it.
what
Um,
else could it be?
yeah, so I think getting proof that there was a jinx that the jinx is real is also making me feel a little bit better about it because we've looked for proof of that for a long time. Next thing up, we got to find the clutch rating.
We we just saw right before this, we saw some people talking about, I knew it would come up, discussion of luck and how much is luck and how much is skill, and
A lot of it's skill.
gonna take some time to figure that out.
Christo and
It's
Snowwind finished at the top both times, and they
there's
had very definitive strategies. And you know,
there's skilled owners too. Like it's not a random thing, but you can
yeah,
definitely, there's a parallel to poker tournaments we've talked about that the luck and skill and it's not like big tournaments you've got like the best poker player in the world's gonna win. There's all kinds of it's all kinds of different people that show up, but over time you're gonna have better
yes,
performances out of people.
yes.
And that's part of the plan is over time tracking how people are doing. We'll talk about it here soon, but we're gonna have a season of these coming up.
Yeah, yeah. And I want to get on that, but I just want to make one quick statement is like just like a poker tournament, like you're gonna have bad beats and whatever, but like just like poker, I also want to remove the word luck because it's not luck, it's a spectrum of chances. So let's use the word chance instead of luck because like the best owners will do better over a long period of time, like you said, but you will get the bad end of the spectrum of chance. All you're really trying to do is shift that spectrum so that your chances move up, and that's what good owners do. But it doesn't mean that you're going to win every time, lose every time based on who is definitively the best or worst owner. But over the long period of time, the best owners will
Yeah.
have more success. So it is just really just a combination of skill and chance that gets you to where you are.
Part of this format too, and it's gonna take some getting used to, but the whole survivor idea, because I think some people have been confused about it. you're resetting every day. Like it really is win and move on, and then everybody's starting from scratch again. So it's not, so if you look at like you had one of the best overall records in this tournament, but you had a real bad day. So
Real
that could
bad.
be rough, but it's also if you're somebody that's, instead of going into day four and being like, well, I'm so far behind, there's no way to get back. No, all you got to do is keep making the cuts and theoretically everybody's got a good chance the next day. So then that's part of the strategy is having a team that can absorb, right? Like different formats, different rules. I don't know how many changes people are making in between the rounds, but we're all, I mean, again, I believe, like you say, that yeah, the little things are going to matter over time. But
Yeah, and you saw it with Snowwind's team because, like me, CK, there's a few people that had a big overlap with the people that he picked. But when you really look at his team, he managed his manager settings, his bullpen differently than anybody did, and that has proven to get him to the top. And this is also going to be a great way for people to learn and grow in the game is by looking and potentially trying to emulate other people's things. But I also think there's lots of ways to win, and what works today might not work tomorrow because some of it was matchups too. Like I think, if you look at like my run differential was and wins were so much better than everybody's, but then when I got into those big parks for whatever reason, I got ate up. I don't know.
yeah,
So
uh, I saw people talking about sample size, and we'll look at it. And I'm ready saying at some point we'll get this up to 80 games.
yeah.
But you could say this about MLB, right? If we really wanted a true World Series winner, it should be a 42 game series at the end of the season.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
and I can't remember what the number
The-
was, but you're gonna see some fluky stuff. Um, and we're gonna get more data out there in terms of the people's results over time. But I think that's gonna be important stuff to see how you're doing over time.
And
But
then there is just a realistic expectation here that people should understand is like when you're running a contest and let's say like this had, 50, 60 people in it, but imagine a contest with a couple hundred people and then each of them is running a 54 game season and then we're doing it for all
yeah,
100, 200 like there is just a realization that we have to take into consideration what the load on the sim engine is
yeah.
and slowing down the game overall.
So
So
far, so far we've been happy
it's been
about
quick.
we've been happy
Thanks to
about how
Mike.
quick it is, but there's be a
Yeah.
limit. A lot of people. I had this conversation with
But
Jelly
there's
early on, who was saying, why can't we play a billion games?"
yeah, we
There's a
just
lot
gotta
of
take
negative.
into consideration the scalability of this game because like the hope is that eventually we'll have 1,000 people in a contest, right? So like we just gotta give some consideration to that, but at the same time, make the sample size big enough that, that
Uh,
makes sense.
we get to see always the fun in TOC to me is seeing names that we don't always see. We always see like the same few names showing up, but TOC is when I get to see people that I have never heard of before. I did not know the Crimson King uh,
He won the first one,
on the
Crimson
first
King.
one. CBT apparently has been playing with it for a while in sci-fi and
Moneyball.
Moneyball, and I reached out to him, and he was a very gracious winner for the first one.
He
We'll
did
see him
well.
next week.
Yeah, so he'll be in the finals.
There's eight, I don't have the list right here, but there's eight finalists because of Christo and Snowwind making it both times. So they cut the pool down.
Yep.
Um, but beyond TOC, we're
Yep.
saying that we're ready to go. I have a contest that I am going to be announcing, putting out as pretty much as soon as this happens. That's the first fully public contest that's coming out.
So everybody can join.
Everybody can join.
Everybody can join.
It's time. You'll be able to, if you've just been listening along, you get to try it out yourself. And
We're
yeah,
ready for prime
right.
time.
We'll see what yep. We're testing the bounds every time.
I can't wait to see how many people actually sign up. Yeah, and how are people going to be notified when it's time?
I'm Well, I'm going to be sending out emails and we're going to be putting out the podcast. I'm going to be putting stuff on the site. You got to, with all these things, it's kind of a media blitz that I need to put out there to try to get you paying attention. Make sure your email is up to date. Make sure you're checking your email. But yeah, it's time to expand it out. We've been working towards this for a while.
Yep. I mean, that months and months and months of work have gone into putting this contest together. And now it'll be, is it safe to say at this point it's going to be perpetual that every week there'll be a contest?
Uh, yes, yes.
Yeah. So
Barring the plan is to yeah. Saw you promising the other day. I was gonna yell at you for making a promise
I made a
on the
promise about TOC. That's it.
yeah, I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
We don't like to lock into promises, but no, we're gonna try to at least have one going every week, and we're going to have, like I said, we're gonna have a few one-offs coming up, and then we're going to start into a season of contests that we will explain more details after that.
Yeah. And so
Um,
like, but just in general, the hope is long term that not only will we be able to play contests, but that you'll be able to measure your success and maybe your success against everybody on the site. I don't know exactly what it's going to look like, but the goal will be just kind of like you're able to see how well you're doing in your dynasty leagues. Like how well are you doing in contests?
and it's not, I'm glad that everyone that's played so far has been, tournament of champions people, but this is not just for that. This is to expand the game and give people a quick way to be able to play this game that new people coming in, you don't have to wait months to find out how you're doing. You can get some results pretty fast. People that used to play the game that have been gone, you don't have to commit the same amount of time to be able to find something to get some satisfaction from. Um, those are as important in this as anything.
Yep.
Um, so
Yep.
it's all a process. We're adding and changing, and it's been good.
It's been great. Yeah. And I can tell you firsthand, uh, it's genuinely a lot of fun. It's stressful. It's interesting. It's fun. It's a totally different way to play the game.
I'm gonna You're gonna call bullshit on this, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this is the first week that I'm gonna be trying.
Oh, all right. All
I
right.
haven't been. I wasn't in the TOC, and we did testing, and I
Finally putting
tested
some effort
some
in.
some extreme strategies, but I have not actually sat down to figure out my own strategy. So really, what I'm saying is, when I do bad this week,
I was just gonna say,
there's gonna
like,
be no more excuses that I'm gonna.
you just jinxed yourself.
Oh, I know. I used to feel like I knew how to play this game, but I feel like I've gotten myself totally turned around, and I'm gonna be starting from scratch here. It'll be exciting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everybody gets to, and I think everybody will grow from playing this game. You learn a lot because you're playing things in a very fast, isolated thing, and then you get to see what other people are doing and
Yeah.
in a variety of situations. Because while the contest will always happen, um, there'll be different computer teams. There'll probably be different options to your avail. There's like a four-man rotation, maybe not an option or something like that, or maybe you'll be able to change stadiums more often. Like, could you imagine a contest where you could change the stadium every day? Like, that's fun. That's a fun idea. I don't know if we're going to do it, but you can do stuff like that.
Are you messing with me?
No, I'm
Because
just saying. I'm just saying.
maybe you're breaking news right here. Uh,
Oh, are we going to be able to do
TOC
that?
TOC final round. Yep,
Oh, well, I
pulling
don't
out
care.
all the stops.
TOC
One
doesn't even exist anymore in
one of
my mind.
the one of the one of the differences this week is going to be, yes, you're going to be able to change your stadium every day if you.
Woo!
I've only got 8 people. They're supposed to be cream of the crop. They can adapt as they see fit. Also, it's going to be the rotation size is going to change per the days, so you're going to really have to figure out how you want to play it and how much flexibility you want to give yourself.
I'm not really breaking news though, because by the time this comes out, that will have already happened.
Yeah,
So
you're right. You're
yeah.
right. All right, man.
I didn't mean to break news. I actually
Oh,
didn't know that was
I
happening.
thought you might have already known, but yeah, no, it's fine.
I knew we talked about it, but I didn't know it was official.
Yeah, it's
Anyways,
that one's happening
okay.
immediately, and we'll have different curveballs, pun intended, to throw at people over time. But that's just one of them right now. I'm excited going into the weekend because the Dodgers are not playing on the West Coast, and I don't have to
And
stay
watch
up
the
late.
games.
I can watch some games at 7 o'clock, uh, which is silly to be excited about, but I'm an old, tired person that
Yep.
gotten too tired staying up for these games.
Yep. The best games for those West Coast teams is the last game of the series because generally that's their day game. And then it starts at like 3 o'clock my time or something, which is like the perfect time for me to start watching baseball. So
Yeah.
I do enjoy those. But uh, yeah.
But the Brewers got Dodgers got the Mets this weekend. Should be pretty damn exciting.
Yeah, Brewers got a 4 game series with the Pirates, so
Oh,
there's still 3 more games ahead going through the weekend, so it'll be good. Pirates have not been very good this. Well, their pitching's great. Their
yeah.
pitching's one of the best
How
in
can
the
they be
league.
so bad with
It's not just Skeens; their
pitching?
whole pitching staff is great, but just like their offense is so inconsistent. Um,
Why not?
and their defense is bad too. Their defense is pretty rough.
I just saw the talk where everybody, because everybody is a fantasy GM and everybody was asking about maybe we should trade. They were starting to talk about maybe we should trade Skeens to get a boatload of guys to come in, which I mean that might be true in terms of
But there's no advantage to doing it, in year
when you
2 of his
lose your most
control.
popular
They
player.
can they can get the same haul for him in year 4 of his control and get 2 more years of him selling tickets in Pittsburgh. So there's no reason for the Pirates to do that right now.
Yeah,
People are
well,
just talking.
just talking.
Yep.
When you've got a great player on a shitty team, that's often the conversation of.
But the problem is like the Pirate fan base, like that also means 2 more years of the Pirates fan base saying, put somebody around him or we're gonna hate you forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Like we have a very narrow window of having the greatest generational pitcher.
yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, exciting
Uh,
time.
hey, one last thing. Did you see the Pedro Martinez interview where he talked about changing his grip mid pitch, and that's like one of his biggest secrets?
No,
Oh yeah, we'll talk about it on a future podcast because it was fascinating. I've never heard that anybody ever did that, and he showed how he did
was
it.
this breaking news or was it
Nah,
already
I don't
known?
think. I mean,
Okay.
it was for a dork like me, but I don't think anybody else cared about it too much. But I've been like fascinated with Pedro Martinez because, like, we talked about in previous podcasts, like that little 4 year clip might have
Oh
been the
yeah.
best 4 years of any pitcher in history.
Uh,
Maybe more, 6 years, but
Tell me real fast what the deal was. He's
so
changed the
yeah,
script.
yeah, he would
Why?
change from a four seam fastball to an off speed grip like while he was mid pitch because he thought
We're
that
reading the.
guys were reading him from second base.
Yeah.
And so like when he thought he was tipping pitches, he would start switching his grip mid pitch and he swears that like that's why he was so successful or one of the reasons he was so successful.
That's interesting because we both saw. I mean, there's been a couple things on John Boy recently, guys that aren't at second base, like
Doing
just
yep.
peeking in and doing that, and then Kenley Jansen gets the Dodgers, who did the intentional balk,
Yeah.
specifically didn't want somebody on second base.
He got him to and it wasn't the first time he did it. I had never heard of that. And then you
No,
pointed it out. I went down the Kenley Jansen rabbit hole and he swears by doing that.
yeah, crazy.
Yep.
All right,
Baseball's great. Baseball's the best. So
I'm enjoying it.
glory days. We're in the glory days of base hit. And until next week, thank you all for your support. We're out of here.